Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Nina Robert, your success and mindset coach, and today is day 5 in the 5-day success challenge. So, welcome, everybody. As usual, we are streaming live inside the Facebook group, and replays will be available if you're not able to make it live. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome again. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being available and for joining for the last 5 days. Also, if you watch the replays, please let me know if you have any questions. We will have a special Q&A session at the end of this session. And I also have a surprise for you at the end of this session. So stay until the end. I have a very big surprise for you. So here's what we're going to do today. First of all, topic for today is money and the science of getting rich. As I told you yesterday, this is one of the most important topics that you need to understand in order for you to achieve success and to achieve your goals. Whatever the goal is going to be, I will explain further why you need to be rich and why you need to understand the concept of richness and the concept of abundance. So we are going to dive deep into the philosophy of richness. What does being rich means, and what's the difference between making money and being rich, and what is the concept of abundance about? Then we're going to dive even deeper into the science of getting rich, because again, like any other aspect of success, it is an exact science and it can be put in an equation. And I'm going to explain that further later. Then I'm going to explain the law of compensation and what are the variables that are a function of your success and your income. So your income is a direct function of three things, and I'm going to explain that further with the law of compensation. And later we will also see what MSI, the concept of MSI, means, and why is this strategy the most used strategies by all the rich people all over the world. And I'm going to explain what MSI stands for and how we can actually build this strategy and become more successful and achieve greater richness into our lives. So welcome again, everyone, if you just joined us. Right. Okay, let's start. So today we're talking about money. And as I said yesterday, money is one of the most important topics in the world. And it's one of the most important topics if you want to achieve success, if you want to achieve your goal. But still, it is still one of the taboos that we're not really comfortable talking about most of the time, or at least to most people around us. And this is a money paradigm that most of the people have, and I'm going to explain that with a few examples. Let's say, for example, you work at a job where you are doing a great job, and then eventually you figure that you need to negotiate the salary rise. The topic, the subject will immediately make you uncomfortable. The discussion that you are simulating with your boss about raising your salary, about being compensated more, will immediately make you feel uncomfortable. And the discussion is going to become uncomfortable between both sides, actually. So why is that? And why is it also uncomfortable to talk about salaries or to talk about income with your coworkers or with your friends? Do you actually happen to know what your coworkers' income is or what your friends' income is? It's usually not the case, because it's uncomfortable to ask the question. It's uncomfortable to share this kind of information with people, especially if they're not close enough. And this actually is a bit weird, because it shouldn't be the case, because money, like any other aspect of life, is a direct reflection of where we're at and what we're doing, and if we are satisfied with it or not. So we are more comfortable talking about health and talking about what we're buying, talking about where we are traveling. But for some reason, we get super uncomfortable talking about money. And the weird thing is that money is actually the cause or the reason why we're doing the things that we are actually comfortable talking about. So if I'm comfortable talking to you about a trip that I just took, or about the car of my dreams that I just bought, why am I getting uncomfortable talking to you about the money I got to buy that thing? Or where did I get the money from? Or what my salary is right now? So it actually shouldn't be an uncomfortable subject, but it is. And I noticed something actually funny about money as well, that we invented words to use to avoid talking about currency, to avoid using the whole term of the price. Like, for example, I would say it cost me $200 instead of $200 or 200 euros or whatever currency that you're using. We use things like bucks or quid or grand. It's just a way for us to avoid talking about money and to avoid having this transparency with currency. For some reason, it's uncomfortable, and it gets getting more and more comfortable because we keep doing this and becomes a habit, and everyone else around us is doing this. So we can't actually be different or talk differently because it will sound uncomfortable to other people. And why not? People would actually might say that you shouldn't really talk about money. This is rude, or this is not convenient, or this is even not polite, or this is not considerate. I don't know if you agree with me, but this is the kind of feedback I get around, and this is what our current society looks like. So when we talked about paradigms and when we talked about self-image in the last previous days, I explained that paradigm is a set of habits that builds over time and that builds with society, with education, with what we are raised to believe in. All these things build up to structure and to build our paradigm. So money paradigm is one of those habits. So if we are not comfortable talking about money, it's because we are raised to believe that, or we are raised to act this way, to judge money as being a taboo subject, or at least a sensitive thing that we don't need to talk about. And for some reason, we cover it with words like quids and bucks and grand and things like that. So we were also believed to, we were also raised to believe that there is two misconceptions that we are raised to believe in. First of all, that there is virtue in being poor, and second, that there is sin in richness. And here are a few examples of that. When you have a look at the majority of the movies around us, so the majority of the books, the stories, the hero is usually the poor boy, is usually someone who is struggling with money and someone who is too virtuous to be rich. And the villain is always the person that lives in a chateau or lives in a big castle, but that person who is rich is hated, is probably sick, is probably alone, and is eventually unhappy or is eventually not going to win. So many stories and many songs and many folklore stories and many books and many movies have always illustrated this image that there is virtue in being poor and there is sin in being rich. Why is that? It doesn't make any sense, because I really don't understand why the hero needs to be poor, needs to struggle, needs to be considered above needing money to be comfortable. So if I may dive even deeper in that, is because it's actually your right, but also your duty to be rich. And I'm going to explain this even further because it's very important that you understand this. It's not only your right to be rich as it is anybody else's right, it's also your duty. You owe it to yourself to learn how to become rich and to get comfortable around money and to get comfortable earning money and to learn the science of being rich. So our society is so advanced that since a few thousand years ago, we learned that we need currency to exchange, we need currency to trade. We're not into direct trading anymore. So money has become the way of trading and of acquiring goods and services. On another side, we have evolved as human beings to understand that our universe is for expansion and for expression, right? So everything in life is trying to evolve. A flower is trying to blossom. A person is trying to learn and reproduce and be more of what they're doing. Anything in life has one main purpose, and that is to expand, to evolve, and to advance. So your duty, the reason you're here is to actually evolve and to advance as a human being, right? Is to grow. So how can you actually grow if you don't learn, if you don't use things, if you don't get enough rest, if you don't get good food and recreational activities, if you don't travel, if you don't learn new skills, and if you don't have a way of taking care of your loved ones, for example. So we are so advanced that we need money to do all these things. We can't just like grow our own food and build our own houses and do everything on our own. We need money to hire someone to do these things for us, or to acquire these things by purchasing them. So we need money to grow as people. We need to use things, and these things are purchased using currency, money. So to summarize, I explained that we need to grow as people because this is our main purpose in life, as everything else on the planet. And then we need things, we need to acquire services and goods to be able to grow, to be able to learn, and to be able to evolve. So it is your duty and your right to evolve as a person. And consequently, it is your duty and your right to acquire money to do these things. I don't know what you guys think about that. So I'll have a look at the comments, and if you have any question in the chat, please feel free to post it. So I'm going to give you a few other examples. There are three aspects of life that you need to develop as a human being. You need to develop your mind, you need to develop your soul, and you need to develop your body. So your mind, for example, you advance in an intellectual way when you learn, when you travel, when you read books, when you get to know other people, when you get to see the world. You evolve in your body when you get good food, when you get good rest, and when you do recreational activities, when you go to the gym, where you take care of your body, when you get medicine when you're sick, things like that. And you take good care of your soul with surrounding yourself with the people that you love, the emotion of love, and taking care of your loved ones. And guess what? All these things need money. You need money to learn new skills. You need money to buy these books. You need money to travel. You need money to get good food and to eat organic stuff and to get enough rest on a comfortable bed. And then you need money to take good care of yourself and your body. And you need money to take good care of your loved ones and to be close to them, to travel to see them, for example, or to travel with them. So your own purpose, your main purpose in life is to evolve as a human being. You evolve by advancing into these three aspects of your life: your mind, your body, and your soul. And you need money to do all these things. So I think we established that there is no virtue in poverty and there is no sin in richness, because as a human being, you are here to evolve, and you need currency. You need the physical aspect of richness, that is money, to do all these things. When I would talk about this subject to people, people would always mention the example of Mother Teresa, and they would say, she didn't have any money, right? Was she poor? Actually, Mother Teresa understood really well the concept of richness, that this woman didn't even need money, didn't even need to carry money to do whatever she wanted to do. She was treated like royalty, and she really, really understood the philosophy of being rich, because there is a difference between being rich and having money. Mother Teresa was so rich, she didn't even need to carry money. Whatever she wanted to do, like if she wanted to travel, she had an entire air force at her service just waiting for her to tell them where to go. If she wanted any service from any person or any big executive in the world, she only needed to ask, and they would render her that service. So she was actually one of the richest people in the world. It's not the fact that she wasn't in Forbes report of the year as a billionaire that she wasn't rich. She was one of the richest people in the world because she really understood that. The fact that she used to work within poverty and amongst poor people, she was actually trying to raise their consciousness. She was trying to educate people. But I guess the image that we projected again within this paradigm that is that's virtue in poverty and sin in richness, we identified Mother Teresa, the good image of that, as no, she didn't have money and she didn't need money or need to be rich to be a good person. Whereas I just explained that it's actually the other way around. Some people are so rich they don't even need money to carry around and to purchase things because they are treated as royalty. They really understood the consciousness, the awareness of being rich and the difference between having money and being rich. So now that we established that it is your right to develop as a rich person, so how do we do that? How do we learn the science of getting rich? We said that in order for you to develop and to advance in life, you need to use things. You need to use physical things, and you need to acquire whatever that you need to learn and to evolve, and that costs money. So one of I think the most important topics that we need to learn in school that we're not is how to get rich, is how to earn money, because there is a way, or otherwise, why are so many people struggling with that and so many others, or at least not so many others, are really acquiring money in a very easy way, and that's at least what seems to be the case. So first of all, we have to understand the purpose of money, the purpose of getting rich. Money will allow you to do only two things. First thing is to make you comfortable. So you are more comfortable with better food, with better rest, if you are traveling easily, if you are reaching whatever person you want to reach easily through whatever means that you want. You are more comfortable acquiring the services that you need. You are more comfortable when you have the ability to hire someone to do something for you. All these things that money is doing for you is to make you feel comfortable. The second thing is to extend your service beyond your physical presence. And what do I mean by that? For example, if you want to help people around the world, if you say that, okay, Mother Teresa was not rich, but she was helping people all over the world. She was not only helping people by presently going there and helping them physically, but she extended her service around the world. So one of the main purposes of money is to extend your service beyond your physical presence. So if you didn't have any money, but you still have a good heart and want to help people, the only help that you can provide is by being physically there and doing something, literally doing something presently. But if you had enough money, you can just send money to these people, and you can just send whatever help and hire people to help these people, and so on. So you extend your service and you extend your good beyond your physical presence. So what money does by making you comfortable and by extending whatever service that you're providing to the world is that it's actually amplifying whatever state of consciousness you are at now. So if your state of consciousness is lack and a scarcity, by having more money, you will have even more money problems because the level of awareness is still there and money will only amplify it. But if you are already in an abundance awareness and you have already the consciousness of doing good and of helping people out, for example, the more money you have, the more good you can do. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about that. In the meantime, I will share my screen and let's dive even deeper into that. So I said at the beginning that we are going to learn about how can we actually make money and what is the science of getting rich. The first law that I wanted to talk about today is the law of compensation, and this is the universal law that is governing money and governing the way you earn money. Your income is the direct function of three things. First of all, the need of what you do. There is absolutely a need of what you are doing, or otherwise you wouldn't have studied to do it, or you wouldn't have had acquired a job to do it right now. So there is a need to what you do, for what you do. Second function of the law of compensation is your ability to do it. So your income is a direct reflection of your ability to do the thing that you're doing. And the third thing is the difficulty there is in replacing you. So let's circle back to that. There must be a need for what you do. You must get good at it. You must be able to do it. And you must get so good at it that there will be a difficulty in replacing you. So the more there is a need for what you do, the more money you will get. The more there is a difficulty in replacing you, the more income you get out of what you're doing. And the better you get, the more it is difficult to replace you. So you only need to take care of the second point, because there's absolutely a need for what you do. Whatever you're doing, there's absolutely a need for it, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing it at the first place. So it wouldn't have been invented in the first place. So the only need for you to learn is to get better and to get so good at what you're doing that there will be a difficulty in replacing you. So the third point will take care of itself. Once you get so good at it, it will be very difficult to replace you, and you will get more and more income. The better you get, the more need for what you do there is, and the more difficult it's going to be to replace you. Any questions about that? Right. So there are three ways to earn money. And these three ways are the only ways there is, and all of the population is either using one way, two ways, or either way. The first way is to convert your time into money, or to invest your time into gaining money. And this is what 96% approximately of people are using. So most people are trading their time for money. And this is what we call a job. So basically, you trade 8 hours of your life every day to gain a salary at the end of the month. You're trading whatever number of hours you can invest in doing what you do for a certain amount of money. The problem with this way of earning money is that you have a limited time and you can only earn that much. Even if your hourly rate is so high, you can only trade a certain amount of time. You cannot double your time, and you cannot earn money by doing nothing. So if you stop investing time, if you stop trading your time for money, there is no more income that's going to come to you. The second way of earning money is to trade your money for money, and that is what investing is. So many people, not so many, 3% approximately of people are investors. And the way investing works is that, first of all, you need to know what you're doing. You need to invest in the right stocks or companies or whatever you're investing in. And you need to take risks. So not everyone is comfortable doing so, and not everyone is good at doing so. So many people that are actually now trading their time for money start to invest a part of their money, but they don't actually know what they're doing. So they end up losing that, and they end up stopping doing that after a while, and just prefer the safe way of doing things, that is to trade your time for money and to get your salary safely into your bank account at the end of the month. But again, so if you're not knowledgeable and if you're not experienced with trading and investing your money, you will not really have that much income. You can actually have the risk of losing what you're investing. What 1% of the population is doing, and that is 1% of the population actually have 96% or 97% of richness around the world. And they all use the same strategy, what we call MSI. MSI is short for multiple sources of income or multiple streams of income. So every person that acquired any kind of riches over the years eventually ended up having multiple streams of income. Nobody has acquired riches doing one job, or at least not as much money or as they want, because the minute they will stop working, the income will stop. So MSI is the way to do it. And every single rich person on earth figured that out. So with that being said, how to build an MSI? What should we do, and how can we actually establish multiple streams of income? What's the science behind it, and how can we do it? So you can build an MSI doing many things. And the trick is to start by building one income stream, then build it, secure it, eventually turn it into a passive income. The minute it becomes passive, try build another income stream, and so on and so on. Try to make as many passive income sources as possible. The minute they become passive, you can basically, for example, retrieve your capital that you invested in, and then like make this money generate more money. The trick is eventually you will be able to make money while you sleep. And I think I remember a quote, if I remember it well, if you have to be awake to make money, you will not be able to make money, or you'll not be able to make enough money. Or if you're not being able to make money where you sleep, you'll have to work your whole life. And that's not smart way to do it, right? We want to evolve, we want to learn, and we want to enjoy life and do what's fun. So let's see here are a few examples of passive income and MSIs that we can build together. First of all, you can provide a service, or you can provide a type of expertise that you can sell to other people. This expertise can eventually be traded in time, in terms of time. Like you can be hired as a freelancer and trade a bit of your time to provide expertise. But again, you can also develop a service that you can sell over and over again. The same thing you can sell over and over again to corporations or to other people over the internet, for example. You can publish a book and receive royalties. You'll only need to write the book once, and then you'll receive royalties for all your life, as many times as this book is going to be sold. So this is definitely a very good passive income idea. You can try selling or flipping goods. You can buy something and then you can sell it for more money, for example. For people who are into like garage sales, you must have known the famous Gary Vee, who is, I think he's a billionaire right now, but he started doing garage sales and flipping goods. He would buy like collections of Lego or things, or like cars or things, whatever thing that you may think of, and he would flip it and sell it again on eBay. So things like that, you can start with very small capital and you can multiply it over and over again. You can also try affiliate marketing. You won't need any money to start doing that. You will only need to invest a bit of time to make it, to build it, and just put it in place, and then it will eventually become passive income. You can develop digital products like ebooks or online tutorials or online courses. Those are digital products you will only need to do once, and you basically most of the time don't need money or any capital to do that. You can just do them once, invest a bit of time to market them, to make people know about them, and eventually they will sell themselves. You can also try investments, but I would suggest to try investments after you've secured enough capital. So don't try investment, or don't try to invest money that you cannot afford to lose. If you can afford to lose $100 or €100, for example, go ahead and invest it. If you lose it, you're at least learned what not to do in investment. That's going to be the cost of your learning. If you earn it, get back your capital, do something else with it, and leave whatever that you gained or whatever that you earned through that investment into investing and into multiplying itself. And this is the trick. So start with a small capital that you can afford to lose. Once the capital generates more income, retrieve your capital and do something else with it, and leave the passive income generating more money for you. Start a business. Could be a small business that eventually you'll be able to scale, or it could be a side hustle that you enjoy doing. I would always focus on doing what you enjoy doing and following your passion. So if one of your passions could be transformed into a business, why not do it? Start the business, leave it as a side hustle. Eventually it will become, maybe, why not, your main source of income. But I would suggest to start a business that you're passionate about, because if you start something that you're not passionate about, it will become a chore. And you don't want to do that, because eventually you will be again in the loop of investing your time and trading your time into doing something you don't like. And we don't want that. Earlier in the video I posted before the meeting, I started talking about how working is the worst way to earn money. And by that, I meant that we are supposed to enjoy working. We are supposed to go for work for fulfillment and for happiness and for joy and for to follow our passion, not to earn money. I'm not saying that your work shouldn't be a good source of income. If your work is generating good income, well, so be it. That's good. But if you don't enjoy it, maybe have second thoughts. Maybe try something else, or maybe start a side hustle until you're able to secure at least your salary, so that you can quit your job and follow your passion. But always remember that your work is there for you to grow. It's for fulfillment, and it should provide joy and experience and learning. It's if the main purpose of your job is to earn money, you're probably doing the wrong thing. So let me know what you think about that. If you've noticed at one point that what you're doing is not really bringing you any joy, it's just a source of income. If it's just a source of income without any joy, it should at least be passive. You shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't be compelled to trade your time for something that's not bringing you joy. You owe it to yourself to be happy, to be honest. So all right, I'll share my screen again. It's Q&A time. So before homework for today, I want to see if you have any questions, or if you have any questions also about the previous days, since this is our last day in the challenge. Let me know if we can get back to any points that we saw in the previous days. I see a question. Any great book about money that you recommend? Yes, I have a book just here. And that is called The Science of Getting Rich. I have actually the collection from Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Being Great, and The Science of Being Well. So it's not only about money, it's about many other things. It's a very small book. So, and it's actually the main inspiration for the movie The Secret. If you've seen the movie The Secret, the main inspiration about that from that was the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. I see another question. I have a question about the want list. Should we have a look at it and improve it every day? Would you recommend? Absolutely, yes, because every day you are evolving. You have more awareness. You are growing as a person and you have a better level of consciousness and a better level of awareness. So the more you look at this want list, the more things that you're going to see that were not there before, that you didn't remember, or you didn't even start thinking of that before. What you did at the first place, the first draft that you did of your want list was as if you were opening the lid to something that was closed for all your life. So once you open that lid, many things are going to come out. So you don't need to open the lid just once. Every day, if you can, rewrite whatever you need, rewrite your want list, and you will see that the want list is going to evolve in so many ways, and you're going to discover so many things just because you weren't actually asking yourself the question every day before. So the more you ask the question, the more responses, the more new things are going to come along. All right. Any other questions? Or if you want to unmute yourself and also ask me directly, please feel free to do so. Why call it passive income when you work for it before building a business? Isn't it more like an investment? Um, it becomes eventually passive when you stop having to work for it. So you only have to build it in the beginning, invest a bit of time, invest some capital, invest in a course to learn that skill, and eventually it will become passive. So let's say, for example, I took a course for $3,000 to learn e-commerce a few years ago. And then I invested $2,000 to build a website and do some ads and to make things go. The minute I have achieved 5K euros in revenue, it becomes passive because I got my capital back. Okay, I invested a bit of time, but eventually I learned and I grew as a person, and it's a skill I learned. So it's not a loss, it's an investment, and I got my revenue back. So the minute I get my capital, my initial investment back, I would go and do something else with it, and I would keep the money rolling, and I keep the income becoming and transforming into a passive income. Does that make sense? Yes, and eventually I agree. You need to scale it. So if the passive income is looking good and promising, you probably can find other ways to scale it and other ways to make it even bigger, make it even more passive, like multiply the passive income. If you have a passive income of $100 a day, find a way to make it 1,000 a day. It becomes more passive and you can literally multiply it. Um, but it may get bad if you let it be passive, like you will have responsibilities. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Do you want to unmute yourself and tell me more? Okay, in the meantime, another question. What does MSI stand for? Yes, Nina, welcome. You weren't able to join us at the beginning. So MSI is short for multiple streams of income. And I just explained a few ways to build an MSI, to build multiple streams of income. And I explained that one of the worst ways that you where the worst things that you can do to earn money is to work. You don't need to work to earn money. You need multiple streams of income. Working should be just a source for fulfillment and a source for joy and for learning. And you can find other ways to build other streams of income. The more streams of income you can build, the more passive income that you can make, so that you can make money while you sleep. Yeah, now I understand, Mohammed, what you were saying. So, like, responsibility is to make the business keep working, so it's not really passive. Well, if it's a business, if it's a whole business, then yes, you need to invest some time. But eventually, I think if you scale it big enough, you can hire people to take these responsibilities for you. So it's really like a balance between scaling and becoming passive. So if you have it, if you have a business that is growing well, you probably need to scale it, but you only rely on yourself to scale it and to do all the work. Maybe you need to get enough income to hire someone to do that for you. So this is actually a whole other business philosophy that we can dive deeper into. But yeah, it shouldn't really become a chore. So if it becomes a chore, it's not passive anymore. It's a business. If it's something that you enjoy, that you want to trade your time into spending the whole day doing that, why not do it? But don't consider it as a side income or a passive income. If it's your business and if you enjoy working on it. Yeah, I see another suggestion of another book, The Psychology of Money. Yeah, I agree. That's a great book because as I said, there is a difference between having money, making money, and being rich. Being rich is an awareness. It's a level of awareness and it's a level of consciousness. And it has a lot to do with our mind than with anything else. So if you have enough awareness and if you have enough comfort being around money and talking about money, you will have more ease achieving more richness. Because let's say that you're not comfortable talking about money. You will not be able to talk to people about business opportunities. You will not be able to go to places where they're talking about money and they're talking about business opportunities. And you will not be able to ask questions about money. We cannot even ask questions about money comfortably in this money paradigm that this society has because it's considered as rude or um, inconsiderate or whatever paradigm that we can come up with. So yeah, I agree that money has a lot to do with our psychology. So now I'm going to share my screen again and let's get into homework. Yeah. So homework today, let me show you the workbook. There's There are some very good questions in the workbook today. So taking into consideration what we just said about money and richness, I want you to think about this question. Is it right to be content with poverty, and why not? So we earlier talked about how the society paradigm is about the fact that there is virtue in poverty and there is sin is in richness. And after we explained why this is not the case and this shouldn't be the case, I want you to think about this question. Is it right to be content with poverty, and why not? The second question, explain what a complete life is and show how riches are essential to a complete living. And the third question, in which department of your life, your body, mind, or soul, do you feel the greatest lack at the moment? So these are the three questions for today. All right. So if you don't have any more questions, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the program that I do. As I told you in the previous days, I work with the Proctor Gallagher Institute and I teach Bob Proctor's program that is called Thinking into Results. This program was the program I tried for myself a few years ago when I was in a situation where I thought that my life could be better. My life wasn't going that bad, but I think I gained a certain amount of consciousness to think that, to believe that I can do better and I can achieve more in life. So I followed this program and I eventually thought that I should be doing this for other people as well. And this is why I started working with the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And today I teach and I facilitate their program that is called Thinking into Results. This program was originally designed for corporations and for business people to achieve better results in terms of income, in terms of health, and in terms of relationships, among other things. But you can use it as I used it, for example, to heal my body, to multiply my income, to get a better level of self-confidence, and to learn many, many new things about my life, and to transform my life in the bestest way I could ever imagine. And you can also use it to grow your business, to reach more richness, as this is the topic for today, or to achieve whatever it is that is on your want list that you did the days before, if you started asking this question. So I am actually the living proof that this thing works. And Bob Proctor, if I haven't talked about him enough, is my mentor, and he's considered as the grandfather of the personal development industry. He's helped me and millions of people around the world to achieve better results and to transform their level of consciousness. And I'm really privileged and honored to carry on with his legacy and to do the same thing that he's been doing all over these years. So the program that I offer with the Proctor Gallagher Institute is a 6 months of mentoring with me. So there's a 6 months program to follow. There are 12 modules, so each module would last 2 weeks, and you will meet with me every 2 weeks to answer your questions and to hold you accountable and to do the exercises together. You'll also have access to 60 plus years worth of experience through Bob Proctor's teachings and through his mentors and the people who mentored his mentors. So you have at least like 100 years worth of expertise and knowledge within this program that is really condensated. And you have actually seen just a little bit, like the tip of the iceberg of what we have seen over the past 5 days. Again, Bob Proctor is the best teacher in the world on human potential and success, and he's helped millions of people, including me. So also you will have a step-by-step process to achieve this life of your dreams, because so far I have explained everything in a very scientific way, and I tried to put everything into an equation and into a very step-by-step way of explaining things. So if it made sense to you, like it's really easier than you think. It's very simple to follow, but it needs commitment. So if you think that these 5 days have been beneficial to you, if you want to know more, book a call with me and let's see how we can work together. Now it's gift time. And before that, let me see if there's any question out there. Nina is asking me, which country do you live in? I live in Paris. I'm between Paris and London, but most of the times I'm in Paris. And where do you live, Nina? Denmark. Well, nice to meet you. All right, so gift time. I've prepared a few gifts for you today and for all the people that have been registering to the last events. So first thing you'll get an email after this meeting with all of this content. You'll get my 100-day success planner. That is 100-day worth of everyday exercises that you can do to achieve more success and to hold you accountable, because if we don't have I always insist on having a step-by-step process and having accountability, because it's crucial. So this is why I made this free 100-day success planner. You'll also have my success cheat sheet. There's nothing cheating about that, but you can have like it's a shorter version to success through quantum leaps, and I explain everything in this sheet that you will get after the meeting by email. You will also have a complimentary 30 minutes one-on-one Q&A call. If you weren't able to ask all your questions, or if you're watching the replay, you will receive an email with the link to book me directly and to have 30 minutes one-on-one Q&A call about anything that I have covered in the last 5 days. You'll be able to ask me anything. We can eventually work on the exercises together in the workbooks or anything else that you want. And eventually, the biggest gift for today is that you are getting 50% discount on the Thinking into Results program that I just presented to you. You only need to use the discount code Success2024 if you register in the next 7 days, or eventually book me and I will walk you through all this and I will explain more in detail about this program and how you can benefit from this discount. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Because this is what I wanted to present to you today. Yes, ethical cheating. Absolutely. Yes, that's the word. Questions, comments? Does anybody want to unmute themselves and say anything or ask me anything? Please feel free. Thank you all for your comments. To success. Yes, absolutely. To success, to our success.
One quick thing, maybe from me, Nina.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice 5 days. Thank you so much for all the effort and for all the things that you already gave us. It's really insightful, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Abdelbasit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I really thank you, and I'm truly grateful that you were able to commit to be present over the 5 days. And it's I think, very important that we commit to our growth. So I'm doing my best to bring more awareness to people and to help with as much as I can. And I thank you for stepping up and investing these 5 days with me. Awesome. All right. Okay, well, I will send you an email with everything that I just said. Mohammed, yeah, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just want to say thank you for the 5 days challenge. It was amazing, and I hope to see you like all the time, like to give us more value. Thank you.
Absolutely. I will be around all the time. Yeah. Don't get bored because so much more is coming. And I've
Yes.
already prepared a few ideas for the next workshops and challenges. So be sure to follow and I'll be there. I'll be around. All right. All right. Well, I'll leave you with that. Thank you all for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure to host this 5-day success challenge and to be around you every day to answer your questions and to try to provide as much value as I can. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, message me, or book a call with me. I'll provide you with the link in the next email I'm going to send. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye.